Can you tease a little bit about what's going on here this season?
Yeah! Don't read this. Okay. This season, I just start crying. Everybody is in their own personal hell. It just got amped up to the next level. Everyone's separated, as you saw from the finale. And what you kind of don't take into account for is how much scarier it is and how much more danger you are in when you're alone. It's truth, the strengths in numbers, and I think a big reason why the 100 had such a great ability to survive last season is because we had each other. You know, we had the Dr. Clark, we had the guard Bellamy, we had the mechanic or engineer, me, to, if you need a weapon, you need a bomb, here you go. But when we're all kind of on our own, we're all left to our own devices, we all have to confront our own personal weaknesses because we don't have each other. And we realize how much we need each other and just that it's hard. So, yeah, I think we all personally go through our own really the really big obstacles. Like for Raven, you know, for being such a physical character, she's now having to face being handicapped in something that she was able to control always, and that was her body. And now not being able to have that, she's just like so out of her element, you know. And then Clark, you know, as far as being able to run shit, and you know, and same with Bellamy, they were in charge and they were leaders and they grew into that role position and that mindset, and then suddenly they're caged either from the adults from the Ark or from the people in Mount Weather. So it's like, how do I operate in this new element where I'm so out of my element, you know, the new fish out of water. And everyone is just kind of faced with new dilemmas they've never experienced before, and it's just kind of trying to regain that. Or Lincoln I think is really interesting too, because, you know, he's cast out from his people and he has to figure out how to survive on his own without them. So it's very challenging.
Is Finn starting to realize his feelings for Raven again?
Duh. Who wouldn't? I think Finn's in a very interesting position too, because, you know, technically he never got what he wanted. And he was just always in conflict of being in transition and being able, you know, I think everyone's felt that way, to where you want something but you can't have it, and you're used to something and you find a comfortability in that, but you kind of have this desire for something new, but that it's scary, and you're just kind of like, you go back and forth. Like, do I want to stay with what I know and love and know it's like a solid, like, you know, you could have pizza every Friday night. You're like, pizza's a good standby. But I don't know, really looking at that, you know, burger. I don't know, I always do pizza on Friday. So it's kind of like, but that burger. So, that's not a good. To love and women. I think Finn is questioning everything, especially who he is, because Finn is going through a huge metamorphosis of what he thought he was and who he is, and now he doesn't know. I don't think he's really confused.
You have some really interesting scenes with Murphy in the season premiere. Can you sort of preview those for those who haven't seen it yet?
Yeah. I loved getting the first script because it surprised me completely. Like, I had my own kind of like what I think's gonna happen, or my own fantasies of, like, if I was writing the show, what would Raven be doing? And when I got the script and I saw who I was paired with in my first scene, I was floored, just because it was the last person I ever thought Raven would be interacting with, especially right off the bat. And I love it because it is such a interesting dynamic and such a uncomfortable one, extremely, because Raven is completely vulnerable, and she's paired up with somebody who is very dangerous, but also extremely vulnerable. So I think those scenes were really interesting, fascinating.
You say, hey, how's it going? You say, what does Raven make of the adults coming down, and how much does that prior relationship with Abby come into play, since obviously there is a bond there?
Yeah. Raven's, like, cool with the adults, I feel. She doesn't have such a huge kind of frustration by them, like I feel as Bellamy or Clark feels with them. I think maybe because Raven really trusts Abby. And at first she didn't trust her, obviously, from the last season, but then they really grew into a bond with each other. And it's almost like Raven sees Abby as a mother figure, especially as a mother figure she never had. So to Raven, it's a reunion, and it's a happy reunion. And, she respects Abby. She thinks Abby's a badass. So she is stoked that they're here and they can help. And as she thinks, it's just more assets.